Hey Kelly, how are you? Just tidying up a bit. Give me a little bit of a moment here. I'm on a little early. Hey Christina, how are you? I need to record this morning's reading. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh wow. Hey Marita, how are you? Good morning, or good evening, Susan. I'm like, good morning. I'm so used to doing the morning forecast. Hey Michaela, how are you? Hey Angel. Angel, are you at home? Or are you with your mom? I just was talking to your mom. She's still at the hospital. Or you might be at home with Gatito, keeping the house together. Hey Christy, how are you? Matria on. Oh, Marita and Susan. I think she's trying to say. You're home working. Awesome. I think everything is kind of okay with your uncle. I'm not sure. Your mom was sort of vague. She says that he's doing okay breathing wise, and that I don't know. I wasn't able to really fully find stuff out, but I'll probably talk to her tomorrow. I think she's a little stressed. I could feel it, or maybe I'm just stressed and worried for her. But I got the impression she wasn't, at ease just yet. So hey, Jen Nichols, how are you? Let me share this out really quick to groups. Give me one moment. I'm trying to think of what I am doing. Do you guys realize it's 111? I think I said that this morning. I don't know if I said that this morning. I might have said it somewhere else, but I think that's kind of cool. So there. So there. Oh, thank you, Kelly. That's awesome. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. Because I'm certainly going to miss people. Yeah, Ducky usually does that for me. She's awesome at it. Let me see here. Share this right post. Pound 111. Join us? Question mark? Okay. I'm going with a very simple spare. Oh, awesome, Lisa. I just saw your message. Lisa, are you in the room yet? Give me one more moment. I'm just sharing out to groups really quick. If you guys want to share out, I'd greatly appreciate it. It's a huge help if you do. Share for me. Please share it out to wherever you best see it fit. Does that even fucking make sense? I don't know. Share it to where it would best be utilized and not breaking anybody's rules, basically. Where people will enjoy it, appreciate it, get something from it, and not necessarily, it doesn't break the rules of any group. You know what I mean. I don't know what I mean, but you know what I mean. And I can turn the camera on. Are you guys enjoying? All right, give me a quick vote. Fireplace, or do you want to see my beautiful face while I share out to groups? Because I'm not looking at you guys while I'm not looking at the camera while I'm sharing out to groups. So I think the fireplace is prettier and calming. So give me a little vote. Do you guys prefer the starting with the fireplace? Does it lull you? Does it chill you out? Do you feel like, Your chestnuts are roasting. Hey, Lisa, I just saw your message. Thank you. Thank you for sending over money for charming. Awesome. I'm gonna have to adjust the cameras because I didn't have any reservations. So you're the only person that's ordered a charming. So I will adjust the camera in just a moment. But let me get this shared out to groups really quick, and then we'll get started. Oh, by the way, another little house thing, or sort of like notes thing. I broke 300 subscribers on YouTube, so I was kind of stoked about that. That happened this morning. I was surprised. I went back to go update my morning video and kind of, add the like subscribe button in the other videos because now I need to add the videos of the decks that we're using, the new decks that we're using. And I noticed that I'm at 301, guys. So thank you, everybody, for your support. I broke 300. It felt like it took a long time to get from 2 to 300 people on YouTube. And it was really, it made me feel really good. The other day, we had a couple of visitors. We had Satan's Helper, and we had I Am Satan here from YouTube. And they actually both subscribed. So I'm really pleased that we can not only be of assistance to all of you, but we can also help Satan's Helper because he helps so many. And so I just have to say that I'm pleased that we have him as part as part of our subscribers. I don't know how. I think he came in here and attempted to try and troll me, but somehow he's decided to subscribe. So I'm all for it. If he's helping others through Satan, I'm going to help him through my abilities if I can. Why not? It's like in the OA where she talks about you've got to help the kid. Do you help the kid that's doing well in school or do you help the kid that has problems? Well, I'm not saying Satan's Helper has any problems, but I am saying his name is Satan's Helper. So, did you rewatch that one, Lisa? It was pretty funny. I was just in a really good mood. I think it was my good mood that, like, maybe made him join. I don't know. But I saw that he subscribed. I was like, are you kidding? That's awesome. Changing them one helper at a time. Uh-oh, did I already share to that group? I better stop giggling. I'm making mistakes now. Hold on one second. I'm trying to get this out here really quick, and we'll get started. Some of these places, I don't even know if I even need to be sharing them. But I do. It's just habit. And you never know. You never know. Maybe it might resonate with somebody and they might join us. You never know. Yes, we do gotta all love each other, Susan Plunkett. That is so very true. And I think that Satan's Helper, something tells me in my gut, I don't even need to be psychic about this, but I doubt he really is Satan's Helper. I think he's probably, just a normal guy who wants a little bit of love. Like we all do. I'm a normal guy who wants a little bit of love, Who doesn't? I just happen to sit in an angel wing chair. He sits behind a moniker of Satan's Little Helper. Satan's Little Helper. He's not little. I don't know if little's not part of his name. But he is now subscribed to the channel. So if he pops in, don't be surprised. And don't worry. He's allowed to be here, as they say. Until he gets, if he gets super obnoxious, then I will have to actually do something about it. He might be 12 years old. I don't know, Andrew. Hey, Andrew, how are you? Andrew and I have been chatting all day today. All right, so I'm going to flip the cameras back around on me for 1 second so you get to see my lovely bed head. Look at this. I took the most awesome, can you see this? I took the most awesome nap on the couch with the dogs today, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do my hair. Fuck it. Caution to the wind. That nap was so worth it. It's been a crazy couple of days around here, I can tell you that. Ducky's really going through it. If any of you want to do me a huge favor, send Ducky and her family love and send your angels, send your guides, send whatever you can out to them right now. I know that they could use it. So just for she's dealing with a medical thing in the family, and so please keep her in your thoughts. And then at the same time, there's been shit going down over here at Casa de Bulldog that I'm like, just what? And I've been sharing it with Ducky, and we're like, oh my god, this is cray cray. So it's been a weird 24 hours for the both of us, to say the least. So what am I doing? I am adjusting cameras. That's what I'm doing. I'm showing you my bed head, which isn't actually as bad as it was earlier. It was standing up worse. I think I must have ran my hands through it. Some of my vanity took over. But I did have a killer nap this afternoon. I got out this great blanket, this good winter blanket that I happened to actually buy in Mexico. It was totally inappropriate for Mexico. I don't know why they would even sell this blanket down in Mexico. It's like one of those fuzzy blankets, but it's got like Sherpa lambskin on the inside, or that weird funny material, and I just curled up under it today, and the dogs climbed up on me, and the cats were there, and we were all just like, it was nice. So let me get to camera tweaking, not twerking. There will be no twerking tonight, people. No twerking. Let me see here. Rear camera. And we want to change the device. Sorry, I gotta talk my way through this or else I'll mess it up. The Brio. Okay, there we go. We want to flip it. Smack it, flip it, rub it down. Oh no. And then we want to enlarge it, right? Let's get it a little bit engorged. Why don't we? Excuse my language. And bring it this way, and we'll bring it this way. Let me get the top. Let me take my top off! Boom! And, let me see here. Open that up a little bit that way. And this way. That's good, right? That's good! Okay. Now, I can't see what you guys are chatting about because my chat box falls down every time I adjust the camera. So let me see. I missed some stuff. Thank you for the prayers, you guys. Yeah, I do have room for a charming, Christina. I have plenty of room. I had no reservations. Lisa just sent over payment. If you want to send over payment, let me put in my links in the link tree. I just put it in there. It's the blue Restream IO thing. That's me. And it's the link tree. If you hit that link, that will take you to my PayPal. You put in $25. I'll make you holla. I will do your charm for you. Let me get my little trusty pad of paper. I'm going to do free card pulls for people in between. So those of you that aren't, financially able to buy a charming, don't worry. There are going to be free options. There's always a little give back if we can. We try. We give back every morning during the morning forecast. You can always tune in for that. So I'm going to do Lisa Vanderhelm. Miss Lisa. The girl is going to do me. What are you Is that from Belle Biv DeVoe, girl? Are you quoting Belle Biv DeVoe back at me, Jen Nichols? I hope that's what that is. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. You did? Awesome, Christine. I'll put you down. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ah, my pen. Hold on one second. Damn it. Christina Davis. Oh, my pen's like being weird. Hey, Jamie, how are you? Hopefully you don't get the rubber snake. Yeah, it is Belle Biv DeVoe. I thought so. Smack it, flip it, rub it down. Oh no! That's like from I'm dating myself on that one, I think, because I was probably in high school during that song. That girl is poison. Never trust a big butt and a smile. Which is kind of rules to live by, really, if you think about it. Well then, now that we've warmed ourselves, now that we've warmed our chestnuts near the open fire, let's get rolling. Who wants to be the first free card? Who's in here that wants to do good? I'm glad you're good, Jamie. Who would like a card in between my two chamans? Oh, I love you for Instagramming me, Michaela. Thank you, Michelle. I see that you just Instagram me because I'm not Insta. I'm kind of Insta stupid. Thank you for Instagramming me and tagging me and hyping me on the gram. Hi, Surfy7. I do that for we may be the same age, Jen Nichols. Surfy7, I do free reading, free card pulls. Look at my fucking hair. I look like a hot mess. You really want me telling your future like this? Y'all are brave folks, let me tell you. You'd be like, oh, strange man on TV. Tell me my future. Um, uh, Surfy7, please subscribe to the channel and I will add you to the list, but you are going to need to be patient. Now, let me get, yeah, I do a 12-month read, Jen Kelly. I will do that for you, but my stipulation is this on 12-month reads, and this is from something for everybody because it's good to do because we're going into 2020. A 12-month read, I always indicate it this way, that as it goes further out into the 12 months, the variables become greater and the outcomes become more optionable, if that makes sense, right? Because I feel like you get more accuracy in a 12-month read towards the beginning of the months. I would say the first 6 months, pretty accurate. Second 6 months, and I'm not saying that I've ever had anybody come back 12 months later and be like, you were fucking wrong, bitch, my December sucked. But my personal feeling when I check in intuitively to that is I always caveat a 12-month read with the fact that 12 months from now is 12 months from now. There's a lot of time, a lot of choices, a lot of energy in between now and that point. And so there is more room as you get further and further away for A, answers to be more and more vague, and B, for them to be interchangeable or switchable. You know, so you could decide to, you know, stop eating, become a model, and move to Paris. I don't know, you know, in 12 months' time. So I do 12-month reads, but I always caveat it with that like, you know, the later months are always, yes, I will tell you what I see, but you know, we're also those are the malleable months, right? Because we have the option, just like how I always have in my normal readings. I have that thing where I call it the potential outcome, right? It is the future card that everybody wants to know about. Everybody comes to you looking for their future. I don't necessarily want to be the predictor of anybody's future. I want you guys to find your own answers for yourself from your own intuition. I'm just here to help facilitate that and validate that. That's my role. That's how I see my role when I give a reading. So you'll come to me, you'll sit with me, I'll throw a bunch of stuff out there that I see, but being a complete stranger to you, it validates what you already knew, right, to be true. And so it empowers you, and that's where sort of the healing takes place. A lot of people don't understand when you call yourself a healer, really what's happening. Actually, Andrew was talking to me about this today. He's like, how did you become a healer? It's not that, and I'm going to go off on a tangent. I hope we're okay. We don't have a lot of reservations, so you guys are going to just listen to me talk for a minute. But first off, I've done a lot of my own personal healing work throughout my lifetime. I'm 21 years sober, okay? Before I got sober, my life was a hot fucking mess. Let's just, hotter and messier than this hair could ever even think about getting, okay? I was homeless. I was living out of a storage locker. I was, you know, my life was really downtrodden and in the crapper. And I was not even, how old was I? Like 24. I was like a mess. Emotionally, physically, I was having issues, but that's due to the drugs. I was strung out on drugs. I was living in a locker because that's all I could afford. It was a mess. My life was totally a mess. And through hard work and like therapy, going to 12-step programs, doing, and before this, mind you, before all of this had happened, I was also doing readings. Had always been around cards, had always been in New Age bookstores, had always been drawn to that, had always been studying that sort of stuff, doing meditation and things like that. But I was also high as a kite during the parts of it. And so I put some of that away for a few years. Actually, a lot of that got put away for a few years while I got sober and I got my shit together. So that was not easy, like showing up and being present for one's life when you were like spend most of it in pain and trying to deal with that. I've had a lot of experiences that have, to me personally, and they're only my experiences, they've caused me deep and grave pain. I have mended them to the best of my ability and walked myself through them, trying to find compassion and love as best I can. I do that when I do readings for people. People divulge things to me in readings, or things come out in the cards that where normally in normal society one might be judged, right, for them. I don't judge anybody for anything because I feel as though I've experienced a lot and I've been to the depths. I've done some flaky shit. I fucked some people over when I was loaded. There's a lot of stuff that I've been at and done through my life way early on, got past. And at this place now, when I do a reading for you, I hold space for you. Whoever you are, wherever you are, without any judgment. That in and of itself is a healing. You heal in that space. Can I do that for myself? Yes, at times. Sometimes, no. Like sometimes I'm judgmental as a bitch. Like sometimes I still am hard on myself. And I work on that daily. And that's my healing process, right? Is loving myself in the moment as much as I can in any given moment and having compassion for myself in my situation. So that's where I feel like healing takes place. I also feel like the healing takes place for the person because they're sitting in front of a stranger or sitting with a stranger over the phone discussing maybe their innermost thoughts or their desires or their goals or their dreams, and they're owning it. And there's something to ownership. There's a strength and a power in the energy of ownership that is empowering and also has a healing effect, right? On just who we are, how we carry ourselves, how we sit in our aura. So that in and of itself is its own healing. But I'm not doing that. See, sorry, I'm all hitting myself in the face. I'm not doing that. This is more like I'm answering Andrew's question. He's like, shit, I'm sorry I ever asked. I'm not doing that. It's the reading doing it for themselves by coming to me and just allowing me to look at their stuff. And I always get my own little healing from it because generally if I can see it, I can relate to it or I've had some sort of experience with it. And so it reminds me of a component of myself or an experience that I went through that was similar. And so I have I have an experience where I see people through a different like, how do I want to explain this? Like, when I find compassion for others, it makes it easier for me to find compassion for myself. And so, not only do they receive a healing from that, and it has nothing to do with me. It's them and their space and them owning their stuff and being with it and being okay with it and not being judged and me holding space for them. That in and of itself is a healing. But I also receive a little bit of a shift in my energy and a shift in healing in my energy because I feel like I connect deeper to not only my own spirit through doing this work, but also to other human beings and to my humanness by watching other people and learning how other people navigate their stuff and helping them through it. Does that make sense? So the term healer for me, that's like a synopsis of it. Just off of the top of my head. I can go in deeper and take on the layers and tell you why. And I can tell you I've done 2 years of I've done over 2 years of meditation at a school called Psychic Horizons in San Francisco, where I'm a graduate of their clairvoyant program. I've studied and taken classes with Kyle Gray. I've studied and taken classes with John Holland. I'm going to study with John Holland again. I've spent time and study with James Van Prague. I meditate. I've been in different meditation circles. I've studied with a psychic medium recently in Puerto Vallarta for 6 weeks named Kennedy Morgan, and we were in a spirit circle. So I've done sort of this stuff to sort of focus and channel my energy, and I think all of this is part of not only my own process, but also what accredits me to sort of maybe hold space for others so that they can find their own healing for themselves. I don't do necessarily um, anything other than hold space for them and not and have it be a space of non-judgment so that they can own it. Does that make sense? Or be who they are in that given moment. That's powerful shit, I think. It's what we're all looking for, myself included. And I'm learning all the time to try and give it to myself more and more. You adore the snoring dogs, Tammy? I know, she's like over it. She's like, oh god, he's on the healer's beach again. Anyways, alright, so thank you, Jamie. Love to you too. Thank you, Christy. The Pisces personality. Yes, we are rose-colored glasses, but you know, I believe the world needs people like us. You know, I bet it does. I actually looked about at Sedona when I was in Mexico. I was thinking about maybe I needed to go to Sedona, but I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. I'm good right here for right now. I think I'm good where I'm at. Right now, I'm concentrating on doing this, getting more comfortable doing this, being out online, being a presence, figuring out Instagram, and doing these readings and building this business because that's, you know, what I want to do. It makes me feel like I'm serving a purpose. That's more than, say, working in retail or working at a restaurant, just making money to pay bills, because I've done that for many years too, you know. All right, so what is it, Kelly? You said I named some Hay House people. What do you mean, like Kyle and John and James and all of them? John Holland and James Van Prague. These are all people like I've read their books. I never really got into Doreen Virtue. She kind of, which I'm glad I didn't, because look at her now. She's like totally shunned the New Age community, but and gone also ultra Christian, and you know, more power to you, Doreen. Like keep at it. But I never really related to her sort of wispy, like you know. Here's a book that I was reading back in high school that I love, and I love this woman, and I don't think many people know her, or maybe that you guys do. I don't know. There's a book called Living in the Light by Shakti Gawain. Gawain. That book fucking changed my life. Like, and that was back in high school. And I've read that book at different periods of my life. I pick up stuff by Shakti Gawain all the time. She used to have a daily meditations book that was amazing. And I used to, you know, read the daily meditation and then meditate on it. And even at times when I was doing a little bit, you know, too many other things, let's just not talk about that. But always held true to that sort of stuff. And so I don't remember. I don't know what publishing house that was under, but um, you guys should check out her book. It's a very simple, easy read. It's not very thick, and it's a great book. All right, so yeah, so I read what I'm drawn to, and this is the other thing too. I take what is mine or what resonates with me or what I feel to be true in here in my intuition kind of thing, and I leave the rest, right? So like, I'm not saying that it's wrong or like inaccurate. I'm just saying for me it doesn't resonate, so it's not my truth, and so I chase after my truth or what my truth is, as I feel everybody should do for themselves. So I hope that I help to facilitate that when I do readings for people. Um, Lisa Vanderhelm is having like a Christmas fantasy at her house right now. She's like, love the Christmas smells and turkeys and hams basking in the oven. Girl, you're typing. It's just hilarious. If I didn't know you weren't drunk, I would think you were. Oh, and my gosh, pumpkin pie with a heaping scoop of whipped cream. Yum. Okay, I'm down. All right, so let's get started. I have Lisa. I need a couple of cards, two people that want free cards, and I know people just threw up names and then I got off on that little side track. Who here wants free card pulls? Just give me who hasn't had a free card pull in a while, also. If it's somebody that I've pulled for recently, I would like to pull for people that haven't had the chance. Christina, I can. We'll look at that for with a. All right, Surfy7, did you subscribe to the channel? If you've subscribed, I'll put you in between Lisa for a card pull. Okay, then Surfy7, hold on. You're up after Lisa, and then let me take the next person I see. Jamie, didn't I just do a card for you like recently in the last couple of weeks? I know, Andrew's new. Andrew, do you want a card? Because I know Andrew's new. And I've not done a card for Andrew. Okay, just Jamie, I'm not saying I won't do one, but just give me a moment and let me get to the people that haven't, okay? And then I will see. That's fine, Jamie. You don't have to pay for one. Just give me a moment. I just want to make sure. If Andrew's still here, I'll give him a card. This is where it gets kind of sticky because I want. I know. She's over in my chair where I meditate. She climbs up there. The minute I come in here, she follows me in here and climbs up in that chair. She loves. She's meditating right now. You might see. Hold on. She's meditating. She's connecting to her higher power. What can I say? All right, if Andrew's still here, I'm going to put Andrew on the list. Jamie, I'll put you on the list. Christy Wilson, my pen's not fucking working. This is driving me nuts. Hold on. Christy Wilson. You guys, I hope that you're at least sharing this out. So if you're asking for a free card, you're sharing it. I know Jamie shares all the time. I always heart her shares. I appreciate it, Jamie. And Jamie also helps a lot with the group. That's why I'm like, I'm not saying I won't do it, Jamie. I just want to get to the people that maybe haven't had one yet. Because you and I can read a card for you even later offline. You know what I mean? You haven't had one, Christy? All right, perfect. So Christy Wilson, I'm going to put you on there. She's meditating hard, exactly. Christina Davis. She is in Zen mode. Totally. I have 3 of them. So it's Surfy, right? Surfy7. Okay, Andrew's here. So Andrew, you're next. All right, so we've got a couple of people. Somebody else asked. Who else is in there? All right, so hold on. Oh, yeah, my God. Give me one moment. Let me just check my PayPal and make sure, because it just said that payment came in. I want to make sure what you all are up to. Jen Nichols, what are you doing, girl? I knew you were doing something. All right, so Jen Nichols, what are you up to, girl? All right, so let me, now I gotta make a new list. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. This is already taking way too long. All right, Lisa Vanderhelm. This is the call list, guys. Be ready. Lisa Vanderhelm for Charming. Surfy7 for Card. Christina Davis for Charming. I gotta write this down or else I'm gonna screw this up. Give me one moment. And thank you so much, you guys, for buying Charmings, because I didn't have any reservations tonight, so I thought it was gonna be a dead night and I was just gonna do a free card pull. So thank you so much. And then Andrew Giordano, you're gonna go after Christina for a card pull. Just gives you guys an idea of where you're at in the scheme of things. Then we got Jen Nichols. She's probably gonna not get a charming, but she's gonna get a charming. We know how Jen is. She'll disappear. She'll ghost me. A little spiritual humor for you, close to Halloween. And then, I'm just teasing Jen. And then we'll do Christy Wilson for a card. Jamie. I thought there was one other person asking. Jamie Taylor. And then... No, I didn't say no for you, Christina Avalos. You can... I think you're the other person that was asking, right? So I'm going to put you after Jamie. I'm just confused between Christina Davis and Christina Avalos, I think is what it is. I'm just trying to get everybody. But if you've had a card recent, then I would prefer to get new people, right? To give them the opportunity. That's the goal. All right, so we're going to get started now because we need to get started because then this will just go late. It's already 8 o'clock. So Lisa Vanderhelm, and you guys, as you're on your list, think about if you have a topic that you want me to like pull your card on or focus on, and Lisa, or what you want your charming to be on as I'm coming down the list. So Lisa, what do you want your charming to be on, or do you just want a general charming? That's what I need to know. You don't have to send a donation, Jamie, but if you want to, I totally appreciate it, but you don't have to. You do plenty for me. Jen Kelly, I'll add you to the list, but since you were recent, let's see what it's like once we get down to the bottom of the list, okay? Like, it's not a guarantee, let's just say that, okay? Because I don't know, if somebody drops in and wants to buy a charming, I'm going to have to go that route. General Reed, thank you. All right, so I'm going to move the cameras really quick because we got to get started. So give me one moment. All right. Let me get the backed up. So I'm timing for this event. Okay. Where is my trusty pointer? Get all this garbage out of here. Garbage. All right, let's pull the letters first. So we've got an I, we've got a Z. Oh, girl, you'd be like making some money if we were playing Scrabble right now. A D, a T, an R. This globe is going to roll, I know it. An R. Oh my god, Zip Digger. Tell me this is another I. Oh no, it's a Y. Anyways. Alright, so let me look at this. So we're doing a general charming for Lisa Vanderhelm. Let me just look for one moment. Alright, I'm going to say this right out of the gate. You feel very like everything is in the present conscious mind for you right now. Like whatever's going on in your life. It feels, you can't see the bottom of the board. There you go. Is that better? Because this is the top. Okay, so Lisa, it feels like everything is going on in your conscious, like, present time space, which I think is kind of good. It's funny, you have the cocktail down here, and it's upside down. And I was saying, when you're typing, looks like if I didn't know better, I would think you were drunk. And this is in your subconscious mind, sort of in the present time space, but it's the only thing floating around in your subconscious mind. It makes me think, like, does she need a drink? Like, is she like, needing a break, like to unwind? The Good for One hug says to me, the minute I looked at it, it made me feel like you probably need a little bit of like TLC right now, or could use a little bit of TLC. The teapot is home for me, like it reminds me of like domestication and home. And this bull and this lion feel like they're kind of fighting. These were my original symbols for Leo and Taurus, but I don't really necessarily use them as Leo and Taurus anymore because I have actual symbols in there that say Leo and Taurus on them. They could represent as a Leo and Taurus, but I feel like there's a fight maybe in the home for a control or power. And the reason why I say that is because the Leo and the bull are both really strong, dominant animals. So I feel like this could be two alphas or two, like, that's the vibe that I'm getting, is it's two sort of strong personalities, two strong people. Whether or not it's an actual Leo or Taurus, I think is neither here nor there. To me, what I think the charms are trying to express to me is that this is two really strong, dynamic personalities that are kind of butting heads. You and your daughter, maybe? I don't. Are you both headstrong? Because to me, it feels like it's around the home. So, and then you have the Cancer symbol here, which is the crab, right? This is one of those coins. And we have, what is the other coin up here? This is the coin for Libra. So this is about balance in the higher mind. Um, you have the oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. The amethyst stone here in the very dead center, which I like that because this is connected to the sixth chakra, to your third eye, to your intuition. This is a stone of, psychic ability and strength. It's a very good stone for that. So this says to me that I feel like you read a fair amount, or whether you know it or not, you might be very aware that you're intuitive, but if you don't think you're intuitive, you actually are, and you just maybe mistake it as common sense. Uh, but this says to me that you're utilizing your intuition a lot right now. It's dead center, and it's kind of in the middle of all of this stuff that's maybe going on around you. This charm here is the strength charm, but it's flipped over. So I feel like, and again, you have the moon here too underneath it. This is my broken moon, but this is also another symbol for intuition. It has a little angel attached to it. And so there's a little spirit guide here, a little guardian angel, whatever you want to call it, that's sort of around you, your intuition, that's whispering in your ear. And I think this stone here says to me that you are utilizing sort of your extra sensory perceptions or whatever. You're operating from this place of maybe trying to read people, figure people out, make sure everything is safe. I feel like stuff is safe, but this strength charm lays on top of it, in the sense that I wonder if you don't necessarily feel as strong as you could be or you have been in the past. Like there's some doubt here. I feel like this is more you doubting. It's not that you don't have the strength. It feels like you're doubting it or you're not allowing for it. Um, you're trying to maybe find it within yourself intuitively, and I think that you can because you have this sort of double intuition thing happening here, but you've yet to decide whether or not it is an actual strength or like own it from a place of authenticity so that it does become a strength for you. I think that it will, is what I'm hearing, like as this charm is present, so it means that the capacity is there, it's on the board, it's available to you. It's just a matter of you accessing it, right? So when we flip that over, that strength becomes available to us, or we start utilizing and trusting our intuition at a deeper level, and we become stronger because of it. Um, Again, like this is like Libra, but this is representing us trying to stay balanced in your higher mind. This is the spider. The spider represents weaving, and usually to me represents like the telling of one's story or the writing of one's story, the recording, journaling, anything like that sort of information stuff, writing things down, taking, uh, um, not necessarily notes, but like what's the word I'm looking for? Like chronicling maybe your life experience, whatever you've done, what it is, where things have like worked in your life, maybe where they haven't. And I feel like part of the reason why this guy is upside down is because this strength isn't being owned yet. I almost feel like if this strength charm were to flip over and become more available to you, this little guy flips over and goes zipping off into the future. Like, I don't know if you want to write or if there's any desire to write, but I feel like him being here feels like there's an opportunity to write. If you, how do I want to put this? Like, if you're desirous of it or if you're compelled to do so, maybe you might want to explore it because I think that there might be something very good here for you. You have Mother Mary. She's face up, but she's kind of upside down, but she's in your present time space, which I feel like I don't know if this is spiritual support of a female. I feel like this is spiritual support of a female that might possibly be past, but she's around you trying to offer you sort of strength. And I feel like overall, I'm going to say this, Lisa. When I look at all of these charms, this good for one hug, this upside down cocktail glass, the strength sort of like, trying to find that within yourself or own that from a place. Also, you have the unicorn for magic, which he's face down too. It feels like going into the future, there's some hard work to be done. The barbell is here, right? But there's also this idea of getting reacquainted with your own magic, releasing some of these anchors or these things that hold you down. And then you have the rooster. And I feel like the rooster is sort of like, has always represented good luck to me or blessings, right? And so I feel like if we get to this place of strength for you, where you own what you know intuitively and go off of your intuition and own it and really be strong in it, and maybe flip the spider and start writing about what you know, really sitting with that balance in your higher mind as you're moving through this process, you're going to move into this where you're going to have opportunities and you are sort of like divinely supported. This is like a feminine, spiritual, divine energy that's sort of supporting you in all of this right now. It's going to help you to access sort of the awakening of this unicorn, which represents magic. This anchor, which I think needs to be dropped, like let go of, like it's going to like fall to the, down and gone. And luck starts to like kick off, blessings start to kick off. And this to me feels like in your higher mind, the whole world is opening to you. Like a whole new world would be opening to you and changing, like, I don't know, maybe your perception of how things are in the world, where you sit in your world. This could represent as travel in the world too, but I think that this is really about you seeing your world from a higher perspective. That's why it's sitting up here at the top of the board. It's like keeping a level mind, getting through the day to day, and sort of pulling together your strength is key right now. As you do that, things will get easier, and you will move forward. There's something that you need to let go of, something that sort of is weighing heavy. And you need to sort of give yourself a little bit of TLC or find that TLC from another person. That's my feeling with these charms, is it feels like, I mean, I don't think things are bad. Like, it just feels like you're dealing with the day to day, and I feel like you're very present and centered and in your conscious mind, thinking about things, intuiting things, sorting things out, making sure everything's okay in your home space, keeping everything balanced. But there's work to be had. There's things that you're going to need to do that you want to do in the future. And to do that, you're going to want access to this sort of like magic, this unicorn charm, right? And it originally was flipped over, but I think that you're working your way towards that through trusting your intuition and gaining this strength at the center of it all. You're just in that process. You may not quite be there yet, but you're on your way there, is what I feel like these charms are saying to me. You're saying your godmother, maybe she passed a few years ago and you're very close to her. This feels like this is a spiritual feminine presence that is around you that and it's Mother Mary, so your godmother would be, that would make sense as to why she's here in this central, like she's definitely supporting you. Thank you for that, Michaela. Michaela says, don't forget to leave a review on the business page if your read resonates with you. She's good. So, okay, so Lisa says back here, I'm reading some of the comments now because mainly when I've got the camera on, I'm looking at the charms. I'm not looking at the comments. So she says, just came out of 6 months of anxiety and depression in early April. So I'm just seeing my potential. And I think that you deserve that. Like, you're starting to figure it out and it's starting to get very clear for you from a very intuitive place. And I think that that's good. I think that all of this stuff is sorting out and I see really good things coming to you. But this might be that the last bits of that fear and anxiety is this anchor. As you let that go, you're going to move into some blessings and your whole world is going to change, my dear. Like your whole perception of where you fit in your world, how you fit in your world. I really think it's going to bring about a new perspective from a higher place for you. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Surfy. Thank you. Tell your friends on YouTube about me, please. Help me get the word out. I don't know how to publicize on YouTube, but I'm always trying to build my subscriber base. And the letters, I don't know. You have to tell me about the letters because I'm not sure. This might be a little bit too many letters. This is funny because this reminds me of the cat reading. You had a lot of letters. You had a lot of letters in the cat reading the other night too. So maybe these letters have to do with this spider. Like maybe there's a story that you need to write from your experiences of having conquered your fear and anxiety. And the spider to me is usually is a message that like we need to be recording our thoughts or our dreams or writing our stories down for informational purposes, maybe for others. So do you need to take a screenshot of this? What is the little charm all the way to the left middle? Which one are you talking about? All the way to the left middle here? I know, that's what I said. Zit diggery. This is the barbell. This signifies hard work. It's a little barbell. It's like a little dumbbell. So it means that there's going to be hard work in the future. This is your future part of your map, right? So everything up here in the front is the future. This is the higher mind, the conscious mind, and the subconscious. So it means that like in your conscious mind world in the future, moving into the future, when you start to access this magic and you start to have your strength about you, and the luck starts kicking and you get rid of the last bits of whatever fear, anxiety, whatever this anchor is, we let go of this anchor, then we can start doing the real work that really starts to pay off. It's like, with exercise, like when you work hard and you start to see the results, that's what I feel like this barbell is for you. Is like putting in the hard work, but also like seeing the results and gaining new perspectives of who you are in your world and where you fit in your world and how the world like sort of meets you. All right, so I'm going to clear off the board unless you want to take a screenshot. Are you good if I clear off the board? Just give me a yes or... The Mother Mary was there for the cat, was she? I don't remember. I remember the rubber snake being there. So maybe your godmother's watching over the cat while you guys are apart. I mean, that could be very possible too. She could be keeping the cat safe for you because she knows you love the cat. Did Puma have the purple stone? I don't remember. I don't... He might have. I don't remember. I would have to go back and watch the video. Because I don't retain any of this stuff once I've charmed it. It's your guys' read, so... If I kept everybody's charming in my head, I'd have no space for what little brains I have as it is now. Alright, so I'm going to clear the board then. I hope that's okay. Miss Zitbiggery. Whatever the hell that is. What is Zitbiggery? Alright, Surfy, you're up. Do you have a subject that you want me to pull a card for you on? A specific subject? Just give me like one word, please. And do you want... I'll give you a choice of decks. We're going to do the same choices that we did the other night. We have either the Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray, Vibrational Energy deck, and Oracle cards, or we're... since we're still a little close to Halloween, I'll do a literary witch card if you want. Don't say anything about your life, Surfy. I don't want to know anything. You don't need to explain anything to me. You want me to read you. Never feed the reader. So don't tell me about your life being in a mess. I don't need to know any information. You're telling me these are things that I'm supposed to read for you. You shouldn't be telling this. That's okay. It's all right. All right, so let me go with... I'm going to go with the Vibrational Energy deck. So give me one moment while I shuffle the cards. Yeah, it's okay to be new to this, and don't worry. I just want you to... You're never... When you go to get a reading, you want to give as little information as possible, ideally. That way, the reader stays open to what they're intuiting versus being influenced by your experiences. Because you want to get an outside, fresh perspective, because sometimes when we are... I'm going to switch cameras really quick just for a moment. Sometimes when we're in it, and we're like feeling it, and we're caught up in it, we can't see it for what's going on, and sometimes that's when it's the most beneficial to go to get a reading, only because we want to get perspective and clarity, right? So we get a second set of eyes on the situation, and that can help us to sort of see it and go like, oh wait, so yeah, the less I know the better, because then my brain and my intuition stays open to what's out there, versus how you are experiencing it right now. Does that make sense? So don't worry, no harm, no foul. A lot of people do it that way, but I'm glad you're here, and we're going to find you the right card that's going to talk about your vibrational energy, which is going to tell us some stuff. So I'm going to switch the cameras back and keep shuffling for a moment until I have your card. Give me one moment. Christina, if you wanted to do a, you're welcome, Surfy, no problem. If you want to do a charming, you certainly can. You just need to let me know, because I'll move you in between Christy and Jamie. All right, Surfy, I'm going to say this. As I'm shuffling, and you sort of told me a little bit, but I feel like there's a stiffness to the energy, right? Like, you feel rigid to me. Like, it's almost like, I don't know if it's fear, but when I'm shuffling the cards, and since you're new to this, I'll explain to you, I get a feeling from how the cards shuffle, right? And these cards feel very stiff to me, like rigid. Like your energy might be a bit fearful right now, or what's the word? Fearful's a little bit too broad. It's more like You might not feel like you have room to move, or too many options in front of you. Oh wow, I love your card. This goes along with why I feel like you can't move. Um, this is the mythical changeling. This is to me, when I look at this card, I look at first we've got this beautiful butterfly coming out of this hole in the ground, right? It's sort of like about to rise up and become something new. But you need to what I'm feeling in the cards as I'm shuffling them is I feel like you need to sort of allow yourself that opportunity. Like stop, uh, yes, your experience of your past or the things that you've lost or the things that you've gone through have been things that have sort of maybe changed you. They have been the things that have sort of maybe brought about the changes here in this mythical changeling that will bring about the beauty and the strength that is this butterfly that allows you to sort of fly onto a new experience and into a new awareness. Right now, you may not feel that way, right? There might be this stiffness that's going on for you, this rigidness, this feeling of like, oh, I don't know, what if I make the same mistake? What if this happens again? What if, and it feels sort of fearful or doubtful to you. Do not doubt is what this card says to me. It says like embrace the experiences that have happened to you and understand that you have survived them. You're still here. I mean, hell, you're on YouTube getting free readings right now. You're okay, right? You have you can move on from these experiences, and they have actually given you what this card says to me is it's given you opportunity to learn, grow, and become more aware, more beautiful, more capable, more like almost stronger in a way, right? And I have to say this too, this being a butterfly, this is all about like the period of transformation, right? And from this transformation or this transformative experience, it's like come out, shine your light, fly and be free. Be free of your story, be free of like, you know, all the things that have happened to you in the past. Sort of let them be in the past. Let the knowledge of those experiences be your experience, but don't let them predict or become your future, right? You don't have to repeat them, is what this card tells me. This card says that you've sort of been transformed through these experiences, and the faster that you realize that, and the sooner that you embrace that transformation, and you look at these situations for how they've transformed you, and you find the beauty in those transformations and in the changes that you've gone through and the way that you've dealt with them and how you've dealt with them, and maybe it wasn't the most graceful or the most agile or the most, you know, self-assured, but you've been through it, and I feel like I want to say you're not dead yet kind of thing, you know, like it didn't kill you, and so it's actually made you stronger and more beautiful, and you maybe just haven't quite realized that yet. And so I think that this is about the realization of that, and this card is showing up today to show you that or remind you of that, so that you can sort of rise up out of these situations that are your past and realize that they've actually maybe taught you something or changed you in a way that you haven't even realized as of yet, but it's actually pretty beautiful and strengthened you and made you like transformed or more prepared. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It is your first, you're new to this, so I want to give you a good first time. I'm going to, just as a little special, I'm going to pull you a grounding stone just for the hell of it, because I want this to give you something to grounding, and the grounding stone is something we do every morning, and it's a stone that we use to ground into. So I'm going to give it to you, and here is your stone, and it's a beautiful friggin' stone, and it's perfect, and this is why I'm pulling it. Oh, it's going to be backwards to you, sorry, but it's the stone of courage. And it's like sort of like an upside down heart. So if it's backwards to you, can you read it that way? But it's in the shape of a heart. So to me, this is about the courage. When I say the grounding stone, sorry, it's going out of focus. Is it gonna focus? Come on, bitch. Focus. Focus! Oh, hold on one second. Come on. Bring it into focus. Alright, 1 second. I'm going to adjust the camera because I want you to hear this and see this. Just so that we are all on the same page. One moment. I'm going to shift cameras for 1 second because this brings it back into focus. Okay. I know that it's backwards to your guys' screen. I don't know how to fix that, but this is the Courage Stone. In the mornings during the broadcast, we have a stone that we use as the grounding stone. It's a thought or a principle that we want to ground into for the day. So this is your grounding stone, and this grounding stone is not just for the day, Surfy. This is for you for like the next period of time that you need it while you're going through this process of owning this change, this growth, and this beauty. You want to ground in this idea of courage. And I also think that there is significance to this being in the shape of sort of like a heart. I want you to have courage in your heart and courage, belief in yourself, and know that the changes that you've been through are all needed and all part of making you who you are. And it is actually a beautiful transformation that's taken place. You might just still be reeling from the experience of it all. But when you settle yourself and you get into this place of courage and realize that you have, made it through, you're going to understand how it's transformed you for the better and made you stronger. Okay? Hey Mary, how are you? So I'm going to pull this off and get on to the next, which is Christina Davis for a charm reading. Let me put that stone back so that we have it for the week. Hey Sarah Benson Brown, hi, welcome. You're welcome, Surfy. Thank you for the subscribe. And we do this every morning. If you hit the bell and get notified, we do a morning reading for the group every day with the grounding stone. So you get like a little bit of a reading every day of what to kind of look out for and all of that, okay? So if you want to hit the bell, you'll get notified every time I go live, and then you can tune in for that. And that's totally free every morning. It's like your morning forecast. You are much better, Mary? Good, I'm glad. You feel a little bit better to me too. Okay, so it's 5:30 a.m. Where are you? Are you over in... You wouldn't be in... Are you in Australia? You must be Australia. Okay, so Christina Davis, what is your top... Oh, you're in Dubai. Get it. Dubai in the house. Well, hello all the way from Texas to Dubai. Christina Davis, you said what you wanted me to charm on. What is it again? Can you tell me, please? Thank you, Christina Avalos. I'll put you down for charming. You're going to go in between Christy and Jamie. It's Christina. I might not be able to see Christina's comments. Sometimes I lose people. Your own abilities. I don't know yet what I'm dealing with. Okay, thank you. Give me one moment. Oh, the world's back. Okay. Sorry. I don't want that. You have a Y, you have a V, you have an N, Your dreams are attainable, this says. But it's flipped over, and I think part of that is you want to know about your own abilities, right? And you're saying, I don't know what I'm dealing with, so I'm just going to tell you what I sort of see here. And I'm assuming you're meaning like psychic abilities, right? I feel like there's a little bit of a push between logical mind and illogical mind going on in these charms. And the reason why I say that is this is an old charm of mine that it reminds me of like Confucius, like he's like a knowledgeable master, right? And he's flipped over on top of the bulldog charm, which is my representation for loyalty, like pure loyalty, right? Because that's my dogs and I love them, right? And so I feel like he sits on top of the loyalty, and something tells me that this is like you being like loyal to your logical brain or your book learned brain. And that the key here, there's an old rusty key here, right? And this key is underneath the hammer, right? So this says to me that this key to remove and unlock the door for your abilities is going to be sort of hard for you to wrestle with. And okay, now this is what I'm going to say. I feel like this old key represents somebody else's information, like somebody in your family who has preconceived notions about like maybe psychic stuff or abilities or like, how do I want to say this? Like it feels to me like this key is somebody else's perceptions of what it means to be psychic, and it sits kind of right in the middle of your space, and it is the key to you sort of opening up your abilities, but it feels like it's like maybe old information. That's why it's this old key, right? It feels like it's sort of like almost sitting in the way. That's why this your dreams are attainable is upside down. It says your dreams are attainable, the energy's here, but you're like fighting with like sort of your logical mind and your loyalty to maybe what you know to be true, and you're trying to open up to new ideas. The other thing that you have here is you have two Reiki charms, which is really interesting. So this says to me that I would instantly think about possibility of taking a Reiki class if you haven't already, just because you're asking like what are your abilities, what am I dealing with. These are definite healing charms, and they have to do with the idea of Reiki. They're the symbols for Reiki. There's the sacred symbols of Reiki. One is the long distance healing one, which I think is this, and I can't remember the name of this one. Is this Haseki? I don't. Anyways, I know that these are the Reiki symbols. So I would research the idea of possibly healing work, doing Reiki. I think that that's something that's hidden from you right now, or sort of underneath the surface. These charms are here, but they're like flipped over, right? Like we haven't accessed that knowledge just yet. And part of that is you haven't given yourself the freedom yet. This rusty old key is like what needs to be turned so that you can sort of open the door, flip these charms. Because like this Confucius charm says to me that your knowledge is good, like what you know, and like I almost want to say, and I'm just sort of maybe guessing here, but like that you've always been sort of a book learned logical person, and that it's served you well. And so to me, and also you have the sewing machine, which to me this is like the mending or there's work to do, that kind of a thing. Like you've always been sort of productive. Oh my God, why is the cat screaming like that? Are you all right? Can you guys hear that? What's the matter? Hold on, I'll be right back, guys. Are you alright? What are you doing? Why are you standing up and crying? Are you okay? Oh my gosh, he's such a drama queen. One of my cats has figured out, sorry to interrupt the reading, one of my cats has figured out how to pop the doors open. So he goes around the house like pulling his paw underneath and popping the doors to like the closets open and shit. And I think he was just pissed because he couldn't get the spare bedroom door open. And so he's out there crying in the hallway. He's such a weirdo. So what I was saying is you have the sewing machine charm. This charm says to me like, I feel like like a lot of this is based in sort of this idea of, you've got to work hard to get ahead, and and you know you've got to have like a real good steady job and blah blah. It feels like that sort of energy, and these things, these like sort of abilities or spiritual work maybe doesn't necessarily line up with that for you. Does that make sense? Why Nevada? Um, I'm gonna keep going. So, what we have going on in your future, though, and it's funny because the world that was up in her higher mind is down in your subconscious mind down here. It's like I feel like your whole perception in your subconscious is gonna open up in the future as you work on this key and start to turn it and let go of some of these old ideas, work with them, sort of hammer them out, so to speak, because there is a little hammer here, ha ha ha. The plane is like the idea, like to me it represents travel, but when we flip it over, this could be travel into like new ideas, new ways of thought, being open to new ideas. It actually was upright, it was just going in that direction, but the plane was upright. So to me it's like if we hammer away at this old school way of thinking or these old thoughts that say, I don't know. Like I feel like this is maybe a grandmother or you know, it's got that vibe to me that it feels like it's like that old thought of like you got to work really hard to make whatever you get, and that's not work. Psychic abilities. Like that's what I'm hearing in my head. It's like sort of feels like that. So we do the work and we hammer away this key or we get rid of this key. We're able to travel to new ideas, new open our mind up. Up here you have the guardian angel charm. Let me pull it down a little bit so you can see. Up here you have the guardian angel charm in the higher mind, also like leaning towards the future. So it feels like you are guided and you are being guided and looked over, so you don't need to worry about any of this stuff, about how to bring it about. You're naturally going to know how to do it. You just need to sort of unlock the last few doors or disbelief or doubt and wrestle sort of like the logic that's going on, your loyalty to your logic. Open up to the ideas that your dreams are attainable. You probably have healing qualities about you that you could be working on or working with. And then you have the giant butterfly flipped over in the future, which to me, this is the giant transformation. And so I feel like this key gets removed, and I'm just going to place it here, right? Say we use this hammer, we do the work, and we move the key out of the way. This butterfly becomes our future. She's a transformed, beautiful thing. And similar, I think I'm seeing a theme between the worlds and the butterflies, just like with Surfy's card. The butterfly to me is similar to Surfy's card, where it's like we get to transform ourselves from our experiences into something much more beautiful, much more fully realized, and we get to go forward into that future with the help of our guardian angel, with our perception of our subconscious perception of how we are in our world or where our world fits or how our world works is going to change. And you have the scuba diver here. And this is always like, to me, represents as like the deep dive, like going deep, going inward, doing meditation, finding the answers within. And you will do that in coming up in the future, but you have to get to this place of sort of removing this kind of outdated thought or something that I almost feel like this does not belong to you. Like it's something that you were taught when you were a kid and it needs to be let go of. And as you let go of that, then this charm flips over, this charm flips over. You're actually, I feel like this charm, even this Confucius charm, will flip over, and like you have your access to your knowledge again. You'll be able to acclimate and blend the two very well. And adapt to all of this stuff. So any worries that you have about not knowing what your abilities are or what do I do or how do I handle that, I really think that that needs to be let go of, and you need to trust because you are guarded here. You do have natural ways of healing people that I would be willing to bet you probably already do now just by lending an ear or support to others. And you're probably doing stuff unconsciously, that is beneficial to others, and that's why you're awakening to this. Don't be afraid of the awakening. This is all part of the process. You want this awakening to happen. This key just needs to be turned and the door needs to be opened, kind of thing. Does that make sense? So this might have to do with dream prophecy too. I didn't even think of that until I just saw that you said my dreams always come true. That's interesting. But remember, this was like flipped over. I was thinking this more like in the sense of my dreams coming true, like wanting to attain your gifts and understand them. But you might have some ability to, dream prophesize and see the future in your dreams. There's also like heavy healing energy here. But all of these were turned over. So it says to me that, like, I feel like all of these are about um, letting go of this key. Whatever this thought is that sort of limits you, that belongs to somebody else. Do you need to take a picture of this? Can I clear the board? I just need a yes or a no so that I can do Andrew's card. And then Jen Nichols, you'll be up next. Oh, you got to pick. Okay, good. Thank you. All right, Andrew, are you still with us? I'm waiting for Andrew Giordano. Is he still here? If not, I'm going to move on to Jen Nichols. Jen Nichols, are you here? Okay, Jen's here. Jen, do you have a topic that you want me to do your charming on? Jen's here, unicorns and all. I love it. Do you have a topic, Jen, that you want me to charm on? General, okay. All right, so you have a G, a U, an I, and an E. I love that this says only you can give your special gift to the world, like straight up in my face, like right out of the gate. We have the Libra charm here in the dead center. There's a lot of activity happening here in the center right now. The bulldog is back, which is a symbol of loyalty, and so is the transformation butterfly. I feel like there's a fight or an argument going on in here, and part of that is because of this boxing glove in the center here. And this is happening like sort of now. Intuitively, you're trying to trust. You also have the like intuition charm here, the moon with the little angel. So there is like a little guardian angel trying to like hover by and keep you safe or keep you sort of out of it. And it's like you have this game player, like the catcher, the ball player charm right here, dead in the center. And it almost feels like, are you going to play the game? And it feels like this is almost hitting him. Like, do you want to play the game? And you're all padded. Like, like I almost feel like this is you in all of that catcher mitt padding. And this fist is like thumping you on the side of the head. Um, The Libra charm is here, which to me feels like it's about sort of maybe keeping balance. I don't know if there's a significant Libra in your life, but I think that this is about trying to remain balanced and keeping the scales sort of tipped in your favor or keeping them balanced. Um, and then this 3. When I look at this 3, I feel like there might be either 3 people involved or 3 people affected by whatever's going on in this sort of thing here. Somebody's loyalty's in question, maybe, or your loyalty's been called into question, maybe through this argument. This is the crab charm or the Cancer charm. And so this could be, I mean, it is flipped over, so to me it feels a little bit vulnerable. You also have the star card or the starfish, but to me this is representational of the star card, but it's flipped over. It also feels vulnerable. Like I feel like this situation doesn't necessarily let you feel as though you can fully shine or be your true self. That's what this feels like this is saying to me. And I feel like this is another person that might be getting up underneath your skin a little bit. That's why he's sort of digging up underneath. I don't know that there's a significance for him being on his belly. I just feel like he is he supporting her? I don't know if he's supporting you. I think he might be getting under your skin. Like he's trying to drive you not nuts, but like it just feels like somebody trying to get up underneath your situation. And I'm not so sure that it's not tied to this boxing glove. Does this make sense to you at all, Jen? Just give me a yes or a no. The cool thing is if this does make sense to you, what I do see is the future is clearing up. You have the grounding, the first chakra stone up here in your higher mind, which to me is kind of cool because it doesn't really belong up here. And it says to me that you are going to be grounding in your higher intuition or your higher knowing. And from that, a transformation is going to take place. And then you have the horse, which is personal power. And even though he's upside down, it doesn't bother me because he's heading into the future in this direction. Like if he was this way, he would be heading that way, which doesn't, this is almost more powerful to me because he's upright, right? But he's walking towards even further into the future in his own personal power. So I feel like whatever this is, you will be liberated from it at some point. There's a transformation that will take place and you'll walk away more powerful. Down here in the subconscious, we have this charm that says, everything is okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. So whatever shitstorm you're in right now, if it is a shitstorm, there's no shitstorm. Am I wrong? You're saying a little. Is there no like argument going on, or I've been internally struggling and probably fighting with myself the most? Okay. Like maybe critical of yourself, beating yourself up a little bit? You have a Cancer family member who is definitely trying right now. Okay, so that's who this person is. And I feel like this is not allowing you to shine, like you're not seeing your own ability to shine, like you're not feeling like your full self. You're in there, you're trying to play the game or do the damn thing, and it's like you have to feel like you need, I don't know, extra protection. Your intuition and your guardian angel is here, and you're trying to stay balanced. I just assumed that this was an outside source that's like sort of beating up on you. Are you beating up on yourself maybe? Okay, then that's what that is. And is it there's something about the loyalty because you have the bulldog here too. Maybe it's loyalty to yourself. Maybe you need to um, be more kind to yourself or more loyal to yourself and kinder to yourself. Who are the three people? Are there three people that are affected by this most? I mean, yourself aside? Or you and two other people involved? She's putting up boxing gloves. Stop with the boxing gloves, Jen. Only unicorns, my dear. Only unicorns and angels and fairies, girl. What I do see is that this is going to end and everything will be okay. And whatever you're worrying or beating yourself up about, I feel as though you will be able to let it go at some point because this grounding stone in the higher mind says to me that on a very high level, you're going to start to trust like what you know to be true and stop this stuff. There's a transformation that takes place where you do get to see your beauty, you do get to see your strength, similar to like the butterflies back again. We've had 3 butterflies in a row. Y'all are butterflying on me in the middle of, fall. And this horse is all about personal power and strength moving into the future. Okay, that's the 3. Because I feel like there's like 3. This is letting me know that there's the dynamic of 3 is kind of key in all of this. But I want you to understand that whatever this is, I definitely get a distinct feeling that this is saying everything is okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. So like just hold out, trust for a little while longer. Try not to beat yourself up so much. I mean, I don't know this full on specifics, but like you're in there, you're playing the game, you're doing the best you can, right? You're a dead center trying to catch it all and do it all and be it all. and give yourself a little bit of a break if you can. Don't let this person get up under your skin as much if you can. Oh, how funny. 777. Today's 111, you know. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Jen says over on YouTube, she says, blended family life can be one big struggle bus. I need to take time for me instead of beating myself up and get back to yoga. I think that might be a good idea, Jen. And I think that you know this stuff already. Like, you're a wise lady. Do you need to take a screenshot of this, Jen? This could almost be like give. Leave it to the angels to, like, they couldn't get a V, they got a U instead. Like, what can you give to yourself? Or what do you need to give to yourself right now? Right? All right, you're good. Thank you, Jen. All right, the next person up is Christy Wilson for a card pull. And if Andrew shows back up, somebody let me know if you happen to see his. And I'm not seeing his comments, but if not, I can deal with Andrew. He's messaging me directly, so I can read him at another night. He can always get back on the list. Christy Wilson, are you here? Christy Wilson, are you here? Hi, Svenners. What are you doing, Svennies? Did you come in here to get in trouble? You're welcome, Jen. Thank you. It's good to see you. I miss you from time to time. I like when we don't see you for a while, and then it's funny, I always go, I wonder where Jen Nichols is, and then you show up like the next day. It's really funny. Like you'll show up in the chat the very next day. Don't step on the keyboard, cat. General? Okay. Do you mind if I use the vibrational energy deck, or did you have a specific deck you wanted used, Christy? Sven? Do you want Sven to pick your card for you, Christy? Because Sven is like in... Sven is up in the mix. Look at this bitch. Can you guys see him? I don't... Cut it out! Sven, stop it. If you want to be here, you can... I can't pet you right now. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. You'll get there though, Jen. That's what those charms say. is you're gonna get to that good routine, don't worry. And you will ground in it from your higher mind. Sven, don't bite my hands while I'm shuffling cards, please. This cat. Hold on, I'm just gonna switch this because I don't know if you guys can see this. Oh, my hair looks lovely. Look at where he's decided to be. He's like right here in the middle of everything. Little shitbag. He wants my attention, and I'm like, no! Alright, hold on. No. Stop it. Svenny. Okay, let me switch back. Camera, sorry. My hair is a wreck. Alright, let me get to Christy Wilson's card. Sven, I'm gonna have to remove you from my lap because this is really hard to shuffle with you right here in the midst of it all. I always say this too, yes, it's true, you do need to take care of yourself. You deserve it, Jen. Well, no, I say this about when Sven shows up in a reading, it's usually a good sign. I think it's a blessing. So, Svenny's shown up on the tail end of Jen's, and he wanted to be around for Christie's, so let's see what comes out of all of this. And like I said, Jen, I think that there's good things coming your way. Allow them in, my dear. Okay, Christy Wilson, here's your card. It's breathe deeply. What I think about this card when I first see it is I love the green light that's emanating from the heart chakra. This reminds me of the morning breath work that we do in the daily broadcast in the mornings from the forecast. How we talk about emanating that light from the heart, or like that's where I emanate my light from. I don't know where everybody else does theirs, but to me, I love that. Oh, this is not my pointer. I want my pointer. To me, it's like what we have here down in the first chakra, we also have here at the top, and from here, we're operating from the heart chakra, and we're centered like this Buddha is, right? And as we breathe deeply and we ground in what we know to be true, right? Because this is up in our seventh chakra, our knowing. As we ground in what we know to be true for ourselves from our heart space, we can ground in that and have that sort of balance. So what this card tells me is if anything feels out of balance for you right now, energetically or vibrationally, I would think about what is it that you do know to be your truth. And then I would breathe that in, breathe that truth in, and live from that heart space, because that's a lot of where our truth resides, is in the scary hole of where our heart is. This is where the spirit like resides, right? So this is kind of like accessing our spiritual truth and grounding in that through our breath, through our, the thing that the breath is the automatic, the purpose of breath is to bring life and energy and life force into our body. So as we draw that in and we ground into that and we're conscious of that, we can become more centered, we can become more stable, we can become more aware from where we are in that present moment. Does that make sense? So like the knowing that you have up here as you're living it and breathing it in and touching base with your heart chakra, you're grounding in that same knowing, and that becomes your reality, the basis for your world, right? Oh, is that the 3, Jen? So does that make sense to you, Christy? I hope it makes sense, because that's your card. Okay, good. So breathe deeply, girl. Center, live from your heart, know what you know to be true, live from your truth, and make that, truth sort of your reality. It's a very peaceful card. I hope you're feeling peaceful. All right, so the next person is Christina Avalos. Did you have a subject that you wanted your charming to be on? And then Jamie, you'll be next after that. Oh, thank you, Christy. I appreciate you too. Why are you licking my legs? Bobby, what's the matter? It's not time yet. Give me like 20 more minutes. 20 more minutes. 3 times. 3 times. No, it's not time yet, guys. Christina Avalos, are you here? General or love? All right. Which do you prefer? Love will be more specific. Sarah Benson Brown, you're not on the list, my dear. I'm sorry. I know that you've been asking. I've been seeing your comments, but at this point, I've had the list together. If you tune in, if you follow the business page and hit the bell button, you'll be notified. I do this every Wednesday and Friday night. And then you can get on the list for a free card pull then. But I only do it for people that are like following the page or subscribed to the YouTube channel. And I do it at that point in time. And right now I have a list that I'm working my way through for people that have either paid or that are new to the page. Kelly, they think they know like when it's time. They like come and get me. They're basically here at the side of the chair wanting, and they're licking my legs and stuff. They're knowing that I'm gonna by 9:30 I'll hit my tired point, and I'll be fried. 2 hours of this, and I'm toast. So, they know it's time to come and remind me it's time to wind up. That's their job. They're my little spirit guides. One of them's like totally licking my hand right now on the side of the chair. He's like softly licking my hand, going like, "Come on, Daddy, come on." And this is the thing. Hold on, let me change the camera. This is the thing. Like, I'll get offline and I'll come in with them and they'll all fall asleep on me. They're like a husband, They're like, "Oh, you're here, okay." So it's not like they really need me, but they're just here to tell me like that. I mean, I get a little bit. This burns me out, like trying to pull this information. So 2 hours of this, and I'm good. That's my stick a fork in me. I'm done point. All right, so let me get the chat back up. So, love then. Okay, perfect. All right, that's okay. Let's just get I gotta. Okay. Oh shit. I lost an N. Alright, so you have an LONGNT. So you're having a. Oh, you need a long night. Oh, you need a long night. No, I don't know what that means, but that's what you they have for letters. So let me look at this. So we're looking at love here. All right, I'm gonna say this, Christina. When I look at this, the first thing that I figure from all of this right now is I feel like there's a shift that's happening. Like for you, this feels like there's healing that's taking place, and the reason why I say that is you have the frog, which is sort of cleansing, right in the dead center of your mind. And I don't know if you were recently out of a relationship or the last relationship that you were in was rough, but I feel like this green dice of six, the six here, says that a high level of healing has taken place. Like sort of maybe in the past it might still be going on, but you've gained wisdom from that. And I feel like you maybe weren't treated very well, or have like this crown says to me that you deserve to be treated better, but you maybe weren't necessarily treated as well as you should have, or as you had known. And you've kind of, from that experience, you've sort of gained this sort of wisdom from it. And it was like sort of, you have the domestic cat, which to me is face down. This represents like sort of the home. And so I feel like this was. You also have down here at the very bottom the fifth chakra stone, which is lapis, which has to do with communication down in your subconscious. And this is all around this time. And so it makes me wonder, and I don't necessarily need specifics, but it makes me wonder if maybe at some point you knew you needed to speak up and you didn't in a relationship, or you did speak up and because of that it maybe ended the relationship, but because of that like a healing has taken place and a wisdom has set in from this previous experience. And I kind of feel like when we're charming about love, you also have the elephant charm here, and he's face down upside down, but the elephant is about memories. And so when he's face down and upside down, I ask, why is it like that? Is she not remembering? But it feels like it's like the release of some of the memories, or maybe more negative memories around previous relationships, because we don't want to bring those to the new relationships we may want to create in the future. So I feel like that's part of this cleansing, is the releasing of some of these negative memories, or relationships, or history stuff. And you are doing it, and you're doing it at a very deep level. And as you're doing that, I feel like you are going to sort of access this crown and flip this over and like sort of be able to honor yourself in your higher mind for like the queen or the beauty that you are, kind of thing, right? Like treat yourself like royalty in a way. Hold on, these cats are like all up and shit. What are you guys doing? Get out. Go. No, 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 no. You're gonna knock that over. Don't do that, please. There's like six of us in here. Do we all need to be in here at once, please? Okay, sorry. I had to have a father moment. Hey, Jace, how are you? So that's what that all says to me there. And then we have down here in the subconscious, we have Mother Mary. We also have this gentleman. And I feel like he is, I think his name is St. Judas Tadeo. He's the remover of obstacles. But I feel like he represents as two different things. He's in your future. He is upright, but he's face down because we're not clear on what we want yet. There is a man in your future. I feel like this is what this feels like to me. But in your subconscious, I feel like you're sort of putting him together or trying to figure him out, like what it is you want, what it is you need. He is the remover of obstacles in a religious sense. So I feel like when you figure those things out, and you are figuring those things out by the healing and the situation that's happening up here, as you figure those things out and you start to like realize who you want, he will turn over and show up in your future. Does that make sense? The animals are bored. They might be. I don't know. So, but I want to say this too. The Mother Mary is down here in the subconscious, and she's a very powerful healer. And so I think that she also is here to sort of like help you in your subconscious mind as you move forward into the future, understanding like what you're worth and your value and all of that. And I think that you are understanding that. I feel like this somewhere here you've sort of like maybe thought that for speaking your mind you were punished on some level. You also have this charm in the future which says, to get through the hardest journey and continue living, we need to take only one step at a time, but we must keep stepping. So that's kind of what I see this healing process is for you, is that you're taking it one step at a time and you're doing the work and you're letting go of the memories and you're letting go of the like sort of the haunting bad thoughts, and you're shifting your perception around yourself and you're gaining your wisdom. And as you're doing that, you're going to start to figure out what you want in a man, what type of that man that is for you, what you need and what you deserve too, because Mother Mary will show you that in her feminine sort of healing power. And this Saint Judas Tadeo, will remove the obstacles and the man will sort of appear. But you have to keep doing the steps to getting there. Do you see what I'm saying? Stop. Stop licking my legs, please. I understand you're under the desk. So, Christina, does that make sense to you? Do you need to screenshot this or may I clear the board? I'm going to clear the board. Is that okay? Okay. Thank you, Christina. All right, so Jamie, is it okay if I use the vibrational energy deck for you? Alright, I'm gonna just use... Jamie, do you have a topic for the card? Okay, so I see your yes, so the vibrational energy deck is good, but did you have me a topic that you want me to focus on, or just go ahead? Do you have a topic, Jamie? Or no? I'll just work with it. That's what I've been doing. We're doing a card for Jamie, Jace, on Facebook. I don't think you can see Jamie's comments because she's on Facebook and you're on YouTube, but I'm doing a card for Jamie. Shelby as the topic? Okay. Or are we doing Shelby's energy? Okay. Is Shelby there with you? Because technically I can't read a third party without their permission, so... I'm just going to ask for the energy around Shelby. Is that okay? I know Shelby probably wouldn't mind, but it's kind of a rule of mine. I don't read people unless they're asking. It's like I don't, like when people say, oh, can you tell me about my boyfriend, what he's up to? It's like, I'll read the relationship. It's like a cheat. So this will be like the energy around Shelby. It's not necessarily that I'm reading Shelby per se. It's kind of like cheating a little bit. We're taking a little look at the energy around Shelby, which will give us an idea or insight into what's going on with Shelby, but it's not like reading Shelby directly without her permission. So she's got the huntsman, or the energy is of the huntsman. I feel like there's a strength in this energy. I feel like there is a target and a goal, and I feel like that goal will be met or found. I like that this card is very green. I know that Shelby has, her fair share of medical troubles right now. Green is always a symbol or a color that I associate with healing. I feel like there's when I look at this arrow here, it feels like, Shelby finding the target or what it is that she needs to sort of heal about herself. Like this to me almost looks like maybe this could be inflammation of some sort, and Shelby's trying to take it out or deal with it, and she will deal with it with a precision. I feel like that's what this arrow is. But I also do feel like, as I'm saying that to you, sometimes maybe I feel like she might feel like she's aiming in the dark and not exactly know what the right thing is to do all the time. But she will figure it out, is what I feel like from this card. I feel like this to me almost now is looking like a moon, like intuitively. She needs to check with her intuition and connect with herself, and like I feel like that light will sort of maybe help guide her to take aim to sort of be able to help heal whatever this might be. Does that make sense? There's a strength and a precision with this card, the Huntsman, that I feel like she may have or is about to have, and she isn't aware that she has it just yet, or maybe she doesn't believe that she has it just yet. But I feel like this card could be a significant, like it's maybe telling us that that ability might be on its way, like just to be patient and to trust her intuition and to trust her strength and to focus on those things and to focus on this, like the achievements or the uh, what do I want to say, like the yeah, I guess the achievements versus the struggles. She has a cyst on her brain now. Okay. Hold on one second. Ouch. Well, to me, when you say that about the cyst, like I can definitely see the correlation between this and then this, and her sort of feeling as though she's fighting to try and take it out. She's fighting to try and solve it or fix it. And I want to say that she is going to hit the target and be successful in that. But I'm also not a doctor, and I need to be very clear about that, right? I feel like there's strength in this card. I'm going to stand by that. There's strength and there's accuracy in this card. And I feel like that this is something that intuitively she can overcome. But it's just not, it's, to me, it's not, this is not an easy situation. I'm sorry that you guys are going through this. That's maybe the strength. When you're saying she is so strong, that's maybe the strength of this card. But I feel like this arrow is aimed at the target, like meaning like that I want to think that there is going to be some sort of victory. This card does not make me think of loss or like bad outcomes. To me, it feels like taking the shot and hitting the target, right? To me, it feels like being successful or achieving or accuracy. This is the huntsman. This is like about accuracy and getting it right and doing it and achieving it. And so I want to believe that that's what will happen for her. And I think that it's key that we all believe that for her too. Because she might be, really scared dealing with all of these health issues. I can imagine she's very strong, but I can also think that I would be very scared. And so the more that I envision her in this place of the huntsman, of being in this place of strength and accuracy and sort of hitting the target, achieving her goal, getting what she wants, and giving her that sort of energy or that sort of a prayer, that sort of a hope, she can find that in herself intuitively and be successful in knocking out this target. Does that make sense? Yeah, I would imagine Judy's saying, yes, thank you, Dan. It makes sense. Yes, she is scared. I would imagine she is. And I think the thing is this card says to me, she's actually got more strength in herself and more resolve in herself than she even realizes. She's stronger than probably most of us, myself included. And I think that this card to me says that she has the ability to nail it, like to get it and get it right. That's what I feel about the accuracy of this card, or the victory. This feels like a card of victory or accuracy. Sorry, it's out of focus. Maybe I can put it back into focus. But I think that she needs to figure that out. You're welcome, Jamie. I really do hope that she figures it out. I think that she will. I feel like there's a power to this card. So is Jen Kelly still in the room? Jennifer Kelly? Jen Kelly, Jen Kelly. Going once, going twice. I think she will too. I agree with you about that, Jamie. I have to, I always preface medical stuff with I'm not a doctor because I'm not a doctor. And so you know, I think that the power of the mind to heal and the power of the mind, like in belief, is an incredible healer. And if you believe, which I feel like that card, the Huntsman, is about taking aim and believing in your shot and hitting your shot and being successful. But she needs to believe that. So I think that we need to hold that space for her. See her in this light of being this strong huntsman and hitting the shot every time, reaching success every time. I'm actually, Lisa, I'm not going to do group cards tonight. I did them the last time, which was earlier this week, and so I'm not going to do group cards. I'm actually kind of tired, so if Jen Kelly doesn't speak up because I put her on the list, I'm going to sign off. It's been 2 hours, and at 2 hours, I'm pretty much like a honey baked ham up here. I need to go meditate and do separations and get my space back because I just like walked through all of your guys' stuff. Andrew will have to attend another one. I'm sorry. He was on the list. I called for him quite a few times. At this point, I'm tired, so I'm gonna take time and space for me and clear up my space. And I can do a card for Andrew at another night. He'll tune in, or um, you know, he'll tune in. He and I are chatting on Facebook, anyways. So I'll make sure he gets a card at one of these nights when he's around. I'll put him at the top of the list. But right now, I'm tired. Have I said that enough? So I'm gonna go do my thing and clear out my space, and go spend some time with my dogs. I will be back on though on Wednesday night and Friday night. Um, and you guys will see me every morning this week. And maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to get a pick a card. I need to do some deck unboxing videos. And once I get those deck unboxing videos done, then I can get some pick a cards going. Because I want to do some pick a cards and get those up for you guys to have fun with. I hope you guys all checked out your tarot scopes and enjoyed them. I'm leaving on the 15th of November to go study with John Holland for 5 days. So that's happening too. I'll be in Virginia Beach. I don't know if any of you guys are in Virginia Beach or near Virginia Beach, but I will be there for 5 days. So that's going on. So, yeah, that's it. And no Jen Kelly. So she left. Okay. All right. Well, she's on the list. Sorry. Tomorrow there will be a new forecast in the morning. We have two new decks we're working with. We're working with the Naked Heart Tarot and the Roots and Wings Oracle, which I didn't tell you guys that, but we have two tarot decks and two oracle decks in the running, and I decided I liked working with the two different decks through the month of October, so I'm still working with two decks, and I decided to take the top winning two, and we'll use them through the month of November. So tune in for that. That's a new, different energy in the morning broadcast. And like, share, comment, subscribe, support me in whatever way you can on social media so that people find out about me. I would appreciate that. I'm always available for private readings. If you want to know more about that, you can message me at my business page. They're done over the phone. They're $50 and payable via PayPal. They usually take about an hour. Beyond that, I don't know. Y'all will see me and you'll know what's going on. And that's it, I think. I'm tired now. Alright, I need to go meditate. Get my space back. I'm a little bit floaty up here right now. But you guys have a great night. Thank you everybody who bought a charming and supported me. I really appreciate that. Thank you all of you that let me read your energy and pull cards for you. I had fun. Thank you for all the fun and laughs and tuning in and staying with me all night. And I will see you guys tomorrow in the morning. Alright? Oh my god, my cat is like climbing up the wall. Alright, I'm gonna go beat the cat and then meditate. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Have a good night, you guys. Bye. What are you doing? Get out of there.